how does it feel when you hit a milestone? I mean, how does it feel for those diamonds that we introduced today, hitting that new rank or hitting a new earning bracket, a level of income? How does it feel to earn an award that you get from your peers or from the company? It feels pretty good when you hit one milestone. And what it did for this person right here, this coach, is it pushed her to do even more. I want to introduce her, but I want to say in just 2 weeks, she is hitting her 10 years as a coach. So a decade, her coach anniversary is coming up. She's currently a superstar diamond coach. She has hit the elite rank 8 times. And you know what? We're August and she's already qualified for Elite 2021. So that'll be 9 times. Very, very exciting. And like Carl said, she earned the CEO award. She was a recipient for that award, which is selected by the CEO himself. And it's the award is about leadership. It's how you lead as a CEO, as a coach in your business. Also, she has 115 months in Success Club. If you came to this call a little late, I spoke a little bit about Success Club early on in the call, and just achieving Success Club 5 is helping a minimum of 3 people in a month. Well, she's done more than that. She's helped hundreds of thousands of people over 115 months achieving Success Club. And a few years ago, she started a movement called I Am Team Beachbody. I'm sure you've heard about it, but it was definitely a movement that started with the coaches and turned into this huge thing of coaches who had heart and heat about this business. That describes Kristina Delgado to a T. She has both the heart and the fire to do this business. So, ladies and gentlemen, from Miami, Florida, Kristina Delgado.
Hey,
Hello.
Sandy, I am here. Thank you so much for having me on the National Wake Up Call.
You know, the list of accomplishments, we could be here all day, so I cut it down a little bit. But why don't you let the audience know a little bit about you from your perspective, why you came 10 years ago to Beachbody?
Absolutely. And it's pretty surreal that in just 2 weeks, it's my decade anniversary of being a coach. Can I just say though, Hugo, welcome to the Beachbody family as one of the leaders of the Hispanic market. It is really refreshing to hear your fire and your passion that you're gonna bring to the Hispanic market, and I guess all the to all of Team Beachbody, because we are in such an exciting time. But Sandy asked me to share my story, so here I go. I'll cut it down because it's been a fun 10 years, but before I became a coach, I and my sister Becky, who is my sponsor, introduced me to Beachbody. I was raising 2 babies. Marley, my daughter, was 2 years old, and DJ was 4 months old. And my husband Danny and I were just kind of trying to make it as a new family. And at the time, I was a medical malpractice litigation associate who was working like 60 hours a week with an hour commute to and from work every single day. So needless to say, I had, all the excuses, time. I didn't feel like I could ever get back into shape. Everything that you can think of were limiting beliefs that I had on regaining my identity as a woman and feeling really great about myself. But something changed within me when I was pregnant with DJ, which was my second pregnancy. It was during that time that I watched my own sister, who's my coach, regain herself and her confidence with P90X and Insanity. She also had 2 little ones at home, and I watched her, with this demanding career that she had, prove to me that it was possible. It was possible to do it again, to get in shape and to feel confident and to feel like yourself again after starting a family. So she became a coach in July of 2010 when DJ was just 4 months old. And I knew it, and she knew it, that I needed to start my own journey. I don't know how, and I didn't know when, but I know I needed to change. I needed to do something. But instead of overwhelming me with a program, a heavy program like P90X, Becky suggested that I try Shakeology and that I just drink that shake every single day. I knew that I could control that. Despite my circumstances and my job and my family, and raising the kids and having a household, I knew that I could control that one shake a day. And that mindset, that full commitment that I made to drinking Shakeology and to making it work for me and not vice versa, is really what carried me along in my business when I started working my business in January of 2011. But by December of 2010, just a few months after signing up for Shakeology, I had lost all my baby weight. But more importantly, I felt incredible, like absolutely a changed person. I had energy, I had more confidence, and little by little, I started pushing play. It was in January of 2011 that my sister asked me to attend a Beachbody event with her. I was super hesitant about this coaching opportunity and the business. I repeatedly voiced to her that I was just a discount coach, but I went anyway. I think it's because I wanted her to just pay for my lunch, but what happened that day was really, really interesting in my life. I walked into this room and I sat and I listened with an open mind and an open heart, and I left a completely different person. I heard stories of people losing 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. And it was during those moments that I felt my soul wake up. It had been in a deep, deep slumber for a really long time. I listened to these coaches who were living in Miami around me, paying down their debt, going on these trips, and even working this business full time. And I began that moment to start seeing my life in a totally different light. I know it's cliche, we say it all the time, but I'm going to say it again because it was the exact emotion that went through me that January 2011, which was, why not me? I was the habitual box checker in life. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, right? We are conditioned, we are taught growing up that in order to be successful and financially successful, you have to do certain things. In my life, that looked like going to a great undergrad, did that, doing well. Going to law school, did that, do well. Get the federal clerkship, did that, do well, and land a job at the great firm. And I was disillusioned to think that that would solve all of our financial problems. We had big financial problems after the collapse 10 years ago of the markets. And that day, sitting in that room, I said, enough is enough, and I can take control of our situation. And Danny was always 100% on board. That day, I took control of our debt. I took control of our $80,000 in law school loans. I took control of the mortgage that we couldn't afford. And I decided to stop checking the boxes of my life and start doing something different, because why not? And what was the risk that I was taking? There was none. And I made that decision that day to not only build my business, but to own my business. And I wanted everything that this business offered: the recognition, the financial freedom, the time freedom, all of it. And I became relentless to achieve it that day.
You know what, Christy? I've probably heard this story many, many times. I don't know why I still get choked up. And for coaches who are pretty new to Beachbody, it doesn't matter how long you've been a coach. It doesn't matter what you've gone through to been a coach. Your story is still your story of how you got started. It is still that you wanted to leave a job that was crushing your soul, you know? And every time you talk about it, I can sense that you get your heart still just kind of, you know, tightens up a little bit, because it is what it is. And so when people see coaches on social media looking so great and feeling so happy, they worked to get that smile on their face.
Preach, sister. Yes.
They worked to get their eyes to smile again. So I've known you this whole 10 years, you know, and I know how hard you've worked. And that story, for everybody who's listening, that is her story. No matter what, that is how she worked it. And you know, I love the way that you told it, because it's also a lesson on how people are going to share their story. So imagine everybody watching or listening to this call, the possibilities of being a coach in 10 years. What does that look like for you? I said it at the beginning. Are you going to be bitter or better? Right?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
let me move on, because I'm going to get off my soapbox in a second. But this topic, why now? Why about creating more productivity during Team Cup? You take it away, Christy.
Well, I'm going to jump on my soapbox now, and I'm going to talk about how to create a productive team, but not only this month, forever as a Beachbody coach. One of my mentors in the business used to say to me and to the leaders of the network, be courageously forthright. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to be bold in my message so that you can experience the business growth in the environment that we are in. No more sugarcoating. Let's get down to work, because right now you want that wind in your back and you want to ride this wave of momentum in the Team Cup month and beyond. So not to age myself, but I've been participating in the Team Cup since the Team Cup was the Team Cup. And I absolutely love utilizing it, not only to rally the team together, but also to get more coaches engaged in sharing their stories, which in turn produces incredible business results for everybody. But I will say this, and I told Diesel Nation, which is our team, before we kicked off August and on our Team Cup rally call, that the Team Cup activities is what all successful coaches do every day of the week, not just this month. It simply puts a microscope on the very simple behaviors that all coaches should be doing daily: inviting and achieving Success Club, and strategizing rank advancements. During the Team Cup month, what you want to do is 10x those efforts so that you contribute to the success of your own Team Cup team. If you lean into your team right now, it'll actually teach you a lot of lessons on how you build this business long term. So with that said, even if you're not registered for a Team Cup team right now for whatever reason, maybe you just became a coach and this is your first national wake-up call, what I'm sharing with you today is how I grow my personal business each month, but also how I motivate my coaches to grow theirs. And I do this all the time, not just in a Team Cup month. So first and foremost, let's talk about your energy. And if I were you, I'd be taking notes, because this call is heavy with a lot of tips. But energy is one of those things that creates incredible business results when you do it right. If you didn't already, I want you to go back to last week's National Wake Up Call and listen to top coach Ashley Malstead, where she unpacked the need for a strong mindset and then backed by incredible, massive action to succeed this month and beyond. All I want to do is supplement that concept with your energy. Your energy, good or bad, positive or negative, will greatly contribute to your business results. As a true business owner and the leader of my team, I make sure that I am radiating exciting, joyous, and powerful energy before I engage on social media, before I engage with my prospective customers or coaches, and with my team especially. How I do this is super simple. I just change my physiological state before I start working my business. I utilize my workouts. I use fun music. I dance. I use affirmations to create high vibrations that I know I need to infuse myself with to influence others to action in their life. Monica Lopez, who you heard just a few weeks ago on the National Wake Up Call, she always shares this phrase that every time she says it, I'm like, yes, sister, preach. She says, motion creates emotion. And if you don't know this yet, you're going to know it now. Emotion is what sells this business, not what we do or how we do it, but how you're emotionally connected to the process of being a coach and your workouts. So you need to create that emotion in your body. And when your energy is high, your team will follow, and those following you will feel your fire. All right. What has shifted this year for our team is that we're keeping it simple. So number one, if you're a outline type of person, energy. Number two is we're keeping it simple. This shift this year and why we're achieving record numbers of Success Club earners and rank advancements, which by the way are both critical Team Cup activities, is that we're keeping the business incredibly simple. we've reverted back to the concept that at its core, you have two jobs as coaches, just two. Number one, you invite to a group. Number two, you invite to the coaching opportunity. That's it. For both new and veteran coaches, it's become a game changer because that simplistic approach and focused approach has built our collective confidence, and it's even impacted how we mentor new team members. Additionally, when you embrace the you have two jobs, simple and duplicatable system, we have the ability to more accurately determine whether our actions are aligned with our goals. We're not spending time or wasting time on activities that don't move the needle. We're looking at what directly impacts business results. So let's take two examples for our new coaches, and especially if you're a new coach, which I know we have a lot listening to the National Wake Up Call, your initial business goals are pretty much the same for all coaches working the business. And that's Emerald and Success Club within your first month, if not sooner. Remember, I'm going to be bold and I'm going to push you today. Instead of overloading our new coaches with trainings, all we do is simply encourage them to take quick action in their business by finding 3 people that they love to get started exactly how they did. Same pack, same sign up, all the same. Get out there, be human, and talk to people. I'm going to repeat that, and I want you to write that down. Get out there, be human, and talk to people. Don't worry about followers, followings, likes on posts, and all that stuff. That'll come later, trust me. If you take this business advice and go for it, you can also advance Emerald quickly and even achieve Success Club in a really short period of time. And I know, because this has proven true in our business, is that scoring these wins early are critical, because now our new coaches and you, if you take this advice, will feel successful right away, and it creates that hunger to continue. Let's take it a step further. A coach of mine comes to me and says, I want to be a diamond coach by September 10th, 30 days from now. Instead of the mindset that this is this big, scary, impossible goal, our new mindset is simply that we're helping 8 people get started coaching and helping 2 of those launch their business. With that in mind, the action goal focus for Diamond is clear as day. Here's where you pick up your pencil. Let's write these down. Number 1, these are the actions that you need to take to make this goal a reality. Number 1, you've got to be more vocal about the coaching opportunity so that you find more like-minded business builders. The biggest catch-22 in our business is wanting to find more business builders and being scared or fearful about talking about the business opportunity. You've got to marry those two together. You've got to be vocal about coaching and how it's changed your life so that you can attract people that want those same things. Number 2, you have to create more opportunities to invite to your groups and to your team, right? Take a look at what are you inviting to? And you've got to make sure you're inviting to not only your next MBF challenge group, but also to a coaching opportunity presentation or an event. That's the thing that moves the needle. And then number 3 is you got to speak boldly and confidently to all your prospective customers and your coaches about the long-term commitment to their health and fitness goals, because who wouldn't want a discount on that? Right? So those are the 3 things that I tell my new coach that wants to hit Diamond in 30 days that they need to set up in order to achieve that goal. With that simple game plan, there are actions, both my actions and her actions are aligned perfectly with the goal of Diamond, and we have a plan in place to achieve it. Now, for our team this month, I make sure to create that environment of productivity that will help all of our coaches achieve Success Club and rank advancements. And I do this, it's simply by hosting coaching sneak peek calls, Emerald rally calls, and a team-wide MBFA group that everyone can invite to. Our leaders are also hosting daily power hours for our team. But I'm pretty sure that we have new coaches listening, and we have coaches that might say, well, I don't have access to those kinds of resources. And here's where I am courageously forthright. Do it yourself and create them. Be your own upline. When my sister Becky and I joined this business 10 years ago, we had no one to tell us what to do. We just used our intuition on what was needed to grow, and we followed that plan. Now you have the benefit of having leaders that go on to the Beachbody Champions page and share everything. And you have the best power hours in that Beachbody Champions page that you can do and use to grow your business. And lastly, let's talk about results. When we talk about keeping it simple, one way to ensure that you keep your business simple is that you place a big emphasis on getting results. When you get results physically, mentally, and emotionally with our programs and the business opportunity, right? Connecting, leaning in to the community that is being built around you, you become more effective in speaking with people. You're now above the objections. You're not in them. You don't live in price objections or cost objections when people come at you, because you know what it takes to be successful with our programs and with our business, and you don't devalue that. You know how to talk to people. You know how to get them to smash and crash and do all the things to their limiting beliefs so that they come in, and not only come in, but they get results too, and they stay for the long haul. All right, now number 3, we went energy, keep it simple. And now we're talking about a creative and fun competitive culture that we've created on our team. And this is something that everybody can do. So I keep productivity high on my team by using various things that, regardless if you're in a Team Cup team right now or you have a large downline, you can do this starting today. So the first one is I have pods on purpose. If you haven't realized it yet, Facebook algorithms in groups is incredibly annoying. So I feel that Facebook Messenger threads is the best way to rally your coaches. Obviously, you should have one going right now for your Team Cup team, but that's absolutely a given. And that's where you're doing a lot of talking, a lot of strategizing, goal setting, you're cheering each other on, you're staying in communication, which is so key. But I also have other pods that serve a purpose that are conducive to business growth and how we keep our productivity high. Those include rank advancement push pods. We have leadership pods, but I want to highlight one that has created magic this year in our team, and it's called my Off to the Races pod. If you don't have a large PS team, this is a great opportunity to team up with a success partner at your level and with similar goals to create this environment. You can do this too. The key to this, though, I'm not going to say it's going to work first month or second month. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. What I do is very simple. Each month on the 5th of the month, I recognize my PS coaches that have Success Club points by that day. This alone has created a fun, competitive environment to get on that initial list quickly. And as a result, I have more coaches earning Success Club by the 5th than ever before. I started doing this about a year and a half ago. And regularly, I had anywhere between 5 and 10 coaches with points on the board by the 5th. These usually were my veteran coaches, my Success Club All-Stars and Legends. Last week, and I have chills, last week when I opened my August pod, I had 38 personally sponsored coaches on that list that got added into the August Goal Crusher, or I think I called it the Cup Crusher thread. Talk about seeing the compound effect in action. So as the month goes on, the thread goes bigger and bigger with coaches earning Success Club points. When coaches earn their way in, I make sure to shout them out on the team page to continue creating that FOMO and signaling to all the new coaches that are being added into my team page to get their butts in that thread. And it's in that thread where I do my mentoring and recognition, but honestly, the team begins to mentor each other. My newer coaches have the benefit of being with my veterans. Like, how cool is it that I have brand new coaches who get to interact and intertwine with Monica Lopez, superstar qualifying coach, Danielle McKean, Kara Canizero, coaches in the Million Club. It's literally a productivity jackpot. And then my veterans know how I mentor my new coaches to start hitting Success Club sooner. So if you stick to this, and this is what this whole call is about, is that now you have a productivity metric that is measurable each month. You can take a look at your team's growth. Is my thread growing? Is it not? And I'll tell you that if it's not, that's where I know I have to get to work. I need to get better at bringing in new coaches that are wanting to work the business. And then lastly, I am a theme queen. I love themes. My sister and I theme out our year. We theme out the quarters. We theme out the months. And so this team cup, I wanted to do something fun, and we called it Unload Your Codes. So I wanted to do something around those 3 promo codes that we have that get replenished on the 17th if you use them. I've believed since we launched promo codes about a year ago, I think was the first time we had these promo codes. They really can build that confidence in new coaches to get out there and use them. So all we did was announce a friendly competition where you use your codes by the 15th of the month. And if you do that, you get entered into a fun raffle. Because you can't use those promo codes on the MBF challenge pack, because those are already on sale, this competition really got us thinking on how we can use them. So we thought of different ways, like the 3-day refresh challenge pack, the ultimate reset challenge pack, obviously our nutrition packs, To Be Mindset, ultimate portion fix. But one of our incredible elite leaders, Katrina Scott, was like, or I think might have been Jennifer Campos. She's like, you guys, with the pre and postnatal bar blend program, why aren't we using the bar blend challenge packs that come with the affirmation cards to really help our pregnant mamas and our postpartum mamas in getting started on their fitness journeys? And it was this great environment where people were sharing these amazing ideas that got the team focused on Unload Your Codes. So Sandy, those are kind of the things that I've been doing within Diesel Nation to help our team be incredibly productive. It's bringing the energy, keeping it simple, and then using pods on purpose and those fun competitive things that you can do with your coaches to get them focused and moving in the right direction. What you know and I know to be true is that what you focus on expands. And if you focus on these productive activities and you stick with it, it will change your business.
That was awesome. Can you describe a little bit what a pod is? Like, who's in a pod? Who gets to be in a pod?
So it depends on what the purpose of the pod is. So my Success Club pod is my PS coaches, and they're allowed to actually invite their PS coaches into that pod once they put points on the board, right? That's the goal. You put points on, you can get into this pod. But I have pods where and these are messenger threads on Facebook. I don't even know who said they should be called pods. They're messenger threads, and I have my push ones for rank advancements, like any coach going for Diamond, we have a thread for that. We have our Diesel Nation leadership thread, which is incredibly productive. If we're in qualification for a rank advancement, I literally call it Go Pod Crazy, because since Facebook has changed the group's algorithm and it's very hard to see what's going on in groups, these really create that environment where you can communicate faster and more effectively and with a lot of fun, because you have all the fun things that the group threads now have with GIFs or GIFs, whichever one that is, or you got the call features that you can host calls on there. So there's a lot of things that you can use with messenger threads that create that community and productive environment.
I just keep thinking back to, you were a lawyer, right? And all the things about being a lawyer that you did not like, fun and energy and passion and working towards something that you want. It's like the antithesis, but you have to do it. I mean, 10 years as a coach means you've had your peaks and valleys and your boredom, and it gets mundane, but it's your business. It has always been about what matters to you and your family. So I just keep thinking about all the things that you have come up with has been years of trial and error to keep yourself in it. And so when people are like, I'm done, I can't do this. Well, if you go work for someone else, what is the alternative? Complaining that it's not fun, complaining that there are no rewards, complaining that you're just, a hamster on the wheel, right?
Yep.
So I mean, I just, every time I do the wake up call, I get, a little bit more of energized, even though I do work for corporate, but I do really love my job.
Interesting hybrid job.
I do have a hybrid job, but I love that that it was, keep it simple. It's like we talk about keeping it simple, and everyone wants to complicate it. Everyone wants to overcomplicate what it means to coach someone, And it's you're right, stripped away of everything. It is keeping it simple and just helping someone and telling somebody about the opportunity.
Yep, that's it.
My dear friend, it's a pleasure always having you on the call. Now, the last question, obviously, you know what it is, but every year you've been able to accumulate more memories, more experiences, hit more goals. So, talk a little bit about the fulfillment that you get from your role as a coach.
I mean, I think that when I started coaching, and for the first 5, 6 years of the opportunity, it was about what I can collect, right? What recognition I can collect and what things I can do and accomplish. And while I'm still heavily focused on that kind of growth, because I do feel like hitting elite repeatedly and new business centers, it keeps you moving in the right direction. The last 2 years, my business has really shifted to, helping my team be more successful. And, I get, I can't even, I have, wow. Yeah, I thought I was going to get through this without crying. But, I have had Kara Canizero, who I was an attorney with in my firm, in our firm, when we were young and ambitious attorneys, part of the Legacy Club, earning $1 million cumulative in this business. Jamie Pfeiffer, who I cheered with in college, about to become a Legacy Club member. Danielle McKean, who is about to become a Legacy Club member, who was a hairstylist, working on her feet for 10 hours a day, and now is living this amazing life. And Monica Lopez in Superstar Diamond qualification. That's what's filling me, that there's still people out there like them, like me, that want something different and want to achieve more for their life than they could ever have envisioned. And with work and with time and with this belief and power that they can do it too, that's what keeps me alive. That's what keeps driving me forward. And like, you can't narrow down how fulfilling that is. That's the best part of the business.
That last question, so many people give a laundry list of all the things that have happened for them, and you just listed the things that have happened for others. I think that you've been put in a position to give back, and realizing that is even more of a fulfillment than the medals.
That's right.
And I want to thank you. I want the audience thanks you for wearing a sleeveless shirt to show off your shoulders and arms. And thank you so much, Kristina Delgado. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristina.
Thank you, Sandy.
All right. You're very welcome. So I said at the beginning of the call about going back and also listening to Ashley Molstead and how Team Cup really showed her what was possible. And Kristina Delgado just spoke about the same thing. She didn't know what was possible until she started doing the hard work. And then it just became a labor of love. She brought the heat and the heart to this company. See possibilities everywhere is the... You can see my gel nails over there. Oy, oy, oy. See possibilities everywhere is what the affirmation is for this week, because you have to see what's possible for yourself and in others. That is the driving force, is to know that the 4-minute mile can be broken. It's to know that those achievements that you think could never, ever happen to you can happen, will happen once you put in the hard work and the heart into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this broadcast of National Wake Up Call. Have a great week, and I'll see you here next Monday. Bye-bye.